swag of a prize fighter. The antithesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never pose. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Gervonta Davis has a rehydration clause in his fight with Ryan Garcia, and that has become a big topic of discussion. Tank Davis explained why he asked for the rehydration clause. Ryan responded, and other people responded. We're going to take a listen and then discuss the rehydration clause. So here's Tank. This video appears courtesy of ES News. Subscribe to ES News.
You, was it someone on your team? What's the thought behind it?
He's a bigger fighter. And he's only growing. Why would I fight somebody that's already? You see how he was coming from like 170, 180. Why would I try to? Not have a rehydration clause in there, so he could go back up to 150, 160 around the time we fight? No, I'm not dumb. People want you to be a dumbass. That's not being smart.
You prove that when fighters want to make a fight.
All right, so you heard what Gervonta had to say, but what did Ryan Garcia say about the weight clause? Let's take a listen.
With no power, so he's trying to weight drain me. No, then a rehydration clause. I can't gain more than 10 pounds. There's a lot of stipulations in there that show what kind of character he has, his integrity, and the will of a competitor he has. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the heart of the champion. Look at him, how he represents himself as a champion. He's not even here. You know, I was tired of the misconception about myself. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make this fight happen. I put the fans and I put the boxing in itself before myself, because a lot of the times during this negotiation, I probably should have said no because of the stipulations he put against me. He likes to fight people with no power, so he's trying to weight drain me.
So that's what Ryan Garcia had to say. Now, Timothy Bradley and Tank Davis are no stranger with one another. Remember, Tank questioned Tim Bradley's resume and his credentials on getting into the Hall of Fame. Tim Bradley weighed in on the rehydration clause, and let's listen to what Timothy Bradley had to say. Oh, and here's what Timothy Bradley had to say.
That is so soft. I'm sorry, bro. I mean, if you're gonna do it, do it. You know, if you're gonna party, you party. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna buy your kids some shoes, you buy your kids some shoes, the shoes they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude, first of all, got him coming down to 136, and then he put in a 10-pound rehydration clause. Bro, if that ain't cheating at his best, if that ain't trying to have the, you know, advantage, bro, like, I don't know what it is, bro. Like, that's soft. And the crazy part is there's gonna be an asterisk, like, right up there. If he wins this fight, even by knockout, or wins this fight in general, I'm gonna be like, that is so soft.
All right, so that's what Timothy Bradley had to say. I'm gonna turn it over to you, G. What's your reaction to it?
Man, y'all, listen, you know, Timothy is like, he's like, when it comes to boxing commentators, he's up there for me. I really like this guy. I think he's entertaining. I honestly think he's good for the sport, for real. But I don't agree with him at all on this one, man. Like, ain't no asterisk behind Tank's name if he wins because of the weight clause, whatever, like the rehydration clause, whatever. Like, to me, it's like, yo, you're fighting at 135, right? So fight at 135, you know, like, if you're coming down to 135, but then you're gonna the night of the fight, you're gonna balloon back up to 170. you shouldn't be in 135 division, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. We gotta have something that makes sense. Like I don't know. Like, I don't like, for example, right? I don't blame if, like, say, for example, Loma goes, like, you know what, 135, these guys are too big, right? And Loma decides to go to 130. Any real boxing fan is not gonna hate Loma for that. You're gonna be like, yo, you are at a major height and size disadvantage. So it doesn't make sense to stay in a division where these guys are hovering over you. But now you're telling me there's guys that are in a division who technically shouldn't even be in the division. They should be already at like 140 and up, you know. But let's just say Ryan's like, you know, draining himself just to make weight, but he's gonna put all that weight back on, you know, the day of the fight. I'm not having it, bro. Like, so I don't see what people are saying. Like, Gervonta is slimy, and I forgot what Tank, like, I mean not Tank, what Timothy called them, like, but
Call him soft.
soft, yeah, exactly. Thank you. Like, I don't think that's soft at all. Like, I think it's actually smart, especially if you look at the size difference of these gentlemen. Come on, man. Let's just be realistic, man. Like, and I get it too, because I understand, like, you know, heavyweight division, they ain't got to deal with none of that. You know what I'm saying? But however, in these little weight classes, I think that stuff matters, you know, like, they're little dudes, man. So I don't know. I feel like if Ryan wants to be that dude at 135, then be that dude at 135, 135 pounds. If not, you know what I'm saying, just move up in weight. Just go to the welterweight division, man. You know what I'm saying? But clearly you don't feel confident enough to compete at the welterweight division, so you want to stay at lightweight. So if you want to stay at lightweight, be a lightweight lightweight fighter. And that, it just is what it is.
TV.
Nah, yeah, I don't see what the issue is here. Did Ryan agree to this clause?
Of course.
Yes. Yes.
So, well, I don't know why he's complaining now, like you agreed to it. So if you had a problem, you should have set it up before you agreed to it. So now you're making all this big fuss about it. It seems like
he's preparing excuses already.
Yeah, you're preparing to make excuses. And for me, I don't see how Ryan could balloon too crazy if he didn't agree to this clause. Like, putting on the day up, putting on 20, 30, 40 pounds, that sounds like sabotage.
Not, bro. It happens all the time.
Sabotage for a fight. Like, you gonna come in there on a full stomach? That's insane. Like, I don't know how you gonna put all that weight on it in a couple of hours after the weigh-in. Like, that sounds insane. So yeah, so I don't know.
Think about this. They're depleting themselves even of liquid. Like, like, it's dangerous when these dudes make weight, bro. Like,
I'm just saying,
it's already their organs, internal organs are shutting down.
Mm-hmm. I hear that, but 10 pounds seems like the realistic amount he could put on before he even fights. He steps in the ring with Gervonta. So, like, trying to go to like beyond 15, like, it would seem like sabotage to himself. Like, he wouldn't even be able to perform well if he was to, like, balloon up, try to his regular size right before they fight. That just doesn't seem like realistic to me. Like, I don't know. I'm not Ryan. I don't know what his calorie intake is, but I don't know. I just feel like a lot of fighters say they don't eat. Athletes say they don't, certain things they do before a game. They don't do certain things. It's gonna affect their performance. So to balloon up, I don't even see like the benefit in that. But you know, there's a limit. There's a window, and if you go over the window, it's just sabotage after that.
I don't know, man. I think people are being unfair to Gervonta Davis. It goes to what Trill always says. It's not who's right, it's who's liked, right? Because if you look at the great Manny Pacquiao, who we all know and love, he beat Miguel Cotto at a catch weight. He beat Juan Manuel Marquez at a catch weight, and he beat Antonio Margarito at a catch weight. Nobody says anything about it. Now, I know I get we're talking about a rehydration clause, but I just remember when Pacquiao was fighting these guys at catch weights, that was a major issue because at the time you had Miguel Cotto saying, it's hard for me to make 147. Now I got to try to make 145. And you had Antonio Margarito, who was a big fighter at the time, saying like these extra pounds are going to be difficult to make. So we were talking about the competitive advantage it was for Manny Pacquiao, but nobody holds it against him. When you look at the highlights of Manny Pacquiao knocking out Miguel Cotto, it doesn't come with an asterisk. It doesn't say, well, Miguel Cotto had to make 145. It doesn't say that. You just hear me that Manny Pacquiao beat Miguel Cotto, right? I even heard people argue like how Manny Pacquiao knocked out Miguel Cotto and he looked better beating Miguel Cotto than Floyd did. Floyd also didn't make Miguel Cotto fight at a catchweight. But nobody mentioned that. Because again, when you like the fighter, you look for every reason to give the fighter the advantage. So they're fighting at a catchweight. Let's not act like we're talking major weight. We're talking 5 pound difference in terms of 135 and 140. And Tank said, okay, we'll meet at a catchweight. The catchweight is 136, so he can weigh more than the 135 pound limit, but you can't come in more than 10 pounds heavier on fight night. I can't remember the guy's name, but you can look this up. I just remember one of Arturo Gotti's most vicious knockout was when they made a change to the rules of the weigh-in. So before you used to have to weigh in the night of the fight. Mm-hmm. So you weigh in the night of the fight, you made weight, and then you went and had the fight, right? But so many people were suffering devastating injuries, as G pointed out, like organs shutting down, all types of stuff. People were dehydrated, and it was hurting the quality of the fights. So what they decided was you weigh in the day before the fight, and they gave you a night to rehydrate. And I kid you not, it was Arturo Thunder Gotti. I can't remember the guy's name, although I believe he trains Otto Varlin now. This dude came in to fight Arturo Thunder Gotti, who rehydrated like 27, 30 pounds in one night, Ned, and was in a completely different weight class by the time they stepped into the ring. So for all you laughing at Gervonta Davis with the rehydration clause, you think it's okay for them to weigh in and then the day before the fight, and then the day of the fight for Gervonta Davis to walk into that ring weighing 140, 142, and Ryan Garcia to be weighing 160?
Exactly.
So what you're watching is a lightweight versus a middleweight. And Gervonta Davis does not put on that much weight because of his height and his frame. And you have Ryan Garcia, who really could fight at 160 if he wanted to, but he chooses to break his body down and do all this stuff. So this is what I'm talking about. If you're going to try to hold that against Tank, then you got to hold that against everyone who's ever had a catchweight fight. And the rehydration clause that he has is the actual rehydration clause for the IBF. If I'm not mistaken, one of the belts, I think it's the IBF, they already have a rehydration clause built in for their title. So you can't come in more than 10 pounds. That's not unreasonable. Why you need to gain more than 10 pounds in one night if you're not looking to be a weight bully? So what it is those people who, Timothy Bradley, you can like Timothy, but we all know he's not fond of Tank. We know what Tank said about him, and wrongfully so, because Bradley got bodies on his resume. Bradley put on for the sport of boxing. He didn't deserve that comment from Gervonta, but he don't like Gervonta because of that comment. So he's going to be a little harder on Gervonta than, say, the average person. Ryan Garcia, I expect him to say that because he don't want to have to be that disciplined. He wants the advantage. He wants to be the weight bully. But again, Ryan Garcia was just fighting at 135 and just moved up to 140. He's young. It's not like he's some old fighter who's depleting himself. At the point in time in Miguel Cotto's career when he had to go down to 45. He was making 147 for years and draining himself for years to make 147. Then he had to go make 145 to fight Manny Pacquiao. Nobody says anything. And I'm not knocking Manny for that. I'm not bringing this up because I give Manny full credit for that. Miguel Cotto agreed to fight him at that weight. Miguel Cotto did because he knew he wanted that money. A-side call stuff. So you agree to it, now you want to complain. Here's the bottom line. If Tank beats Ryan, Tank beats Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Ryan beats Tank, he going to take it. He's going to be. So I don't want to hear nothing. It's not the first time there's a weight stipulation. It won't be the last time. It's not the first catch weight. It won't be the last catch weight. We're talking about 5 pounds between where they fight at. I commend them both for agreeing to make this fight happen, but don't agree to it and then complain about it later. Is there any reason why Ryan needs to walk into that ring weighing more than 146 pounds?
Nope.
So then what we arguing about? You feel me? All right. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can listen to our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.